And the new front rows is Mallory, Stan Zankin on the outside, Derek Lemaire, Steve Ruddy, row number 2. Here they come out of turn 4, hammer down, the green flag is out, and Jay Mallory gets the lead.
Jay Mallory will lead them off into turn number 1. Derek Lemaire takes that 56 car into the bottom. He'll try and slide underneath. Stan Zankin up into turn number 3. Pole Hill already around 3 cars.
They power through 3 and 4. Jay Mallory with the lead. Zankin second. Derek Lemaire third. Steve Ruddy, Chico Pereira round out the top 5, and Martin Pole Hill back around the 11th spot right now.
Cars all single file pretty much except for back there at 10th as they go 3 wide off of turn 2. Pole Hill to the inside of Kupalo, Sharp, and Dixon.
Martin Pole Hill slides up the banking a little bit right behind Mark Dixon. Then he gets that forward bite down the inside of the 11 machine. Meanwhile, out in the front, it's Jay Mallory by 5 car lengths over Zankin.
Jay Mallory leading. Stan Zankin. Coming up now is the 56 of Derek Lemaire, holding on to third with Ruddy, Chico Pereira, Billy Willard, Lee Mallory, and Martin Pole Hill.
We hear cars starting to bounce off the rev limiters once again as the field's strung out around this racetrack. Martin Pole Hill, the one to watch in that 15. He's up behind the Lee Mallory machine. We'll see him try to pick cars off one at a time.
Tim Zach will pull the number 9 junior into the pit area as Pole Hill looks to the inside of Lee Mallory. That's really the battle on the track right now, as it's still Jay Mallory, Stan Zankin, Derek Lemaire, Steve Ruddy, and Chico Pereira all in single file.
Martin Pole Hill learning quickly that the inside is a tough place to pass here at Ohsweken. He dives to the inside and pulls a slide job on Lee Mallory. Successfully up in front of the 44 machine goes Martin Pole Hill.
Now Pole Hill to the inside of Billy Willard. Certainly the class of the field here tonight, except for Mallory, who's running away with it. Pole Hill putting on a show.
He is so up to the inside of Billy Willard, side by side down the back straightaway. Neck and neck into turn 3. Willard up high, Pole Hill on the low line. Pole Hill gets the spot. He'll slide up in front of Willard.
The veteran wrecked this car on opening night at Humberstone. Comes back for back-to-back feature wins. And now he's trying to reel up to Jay Mallory, who's got a half-track lead with 8 laps in the books.
Chico Pereira right on the back end of Ruddy as they go through 3 and 4, but he got crossed up behind Bain, the lap car. Now Pole Hill to the inside of Chico Pereira, and he's going to set his sights on Ruddy. We've got a spin. That looks like Cowell, is it?
Tony Cowell in the 20, up off the top of turn 4.
Well, that yellow flag, exactly what Martin Pole Hill needed. Jay Mallory likely not too thrilled about it. Clinton, how many laps completed?
9 down. With the new Humberstone, this Sunday would be a good chance to do it. Green flag breaks for the leader, Jay Mallory. The cars come up to power, and they'll lead him down into turn number 1.
Quite a peculiar restart. I thought the outside lane was going to fly. It certainly didn't. We've got Mallory, Zankin, Lemaire, Pole Hill up to 4th.
Pole Hill moving up on the inside of Lemaire's 56 now. That 15 is cooking here at Ohsweken tonight. Jay Mallory, Zankin, Lemaire, Pole Hill, and Ruddy.
Pole Hill dives to the bottom of the track. That's the move that's been working for him. Lemaire working the high side. Pole Hill working down low. Side by side down the back straightaway. Lemaire with the advantage into 3, but look at Pole Hill go on the bottom.
Pole Hill sticks it in there. He's going to take that run off, but here comes Lemaire up the inside. Pole Hill will chop the nose off Lemaire's car once again.
Pole Hill closes down on the front end of Lemaire. Now he sets his sights on Stan Zankin out front.
Pole Hill needs another caution if he's going to get it done here tonight. We continue to click these laps down at him.
Laps click away. You're right. Jay Mallory with half a straightaway on Stan Zankin and Pole Hill. Chico Pereira to the inside of Steve Ruddy. That's the battle for 5th.
Still doing battle near the back of the pack. Good deal with Chico Pereira and Steve Ruddy.
Lap traffic side by side right in front of the leader, Jay Mallory. We've got Tim Zach to the outside of the Bain, number 28. Pole Hill's caught Stan Zankin, but he doesn't seem to be able to do much with the 94 car.
Jay Mallory's got to get around the lap traffic, squeezes through, coming down the front straightaway. Now Pole Hill right up there with Zankin as they battle for second.
And they go between the lap cars. Bain gets out of the way to the inside.
Pole Hill with a better line now. That's the battle for second on the track. Zankin will hook up the bite. He'll lead him off into turn number 1. Paul Hill still running the bottom. Zankin in the middle. Lemaire back 10 car lengths now.
You can see with the rev limiters these cars are running, Clinton. You can't make a mistake. You've got to stay smooth, and that's what Zankin's doing. Oh, we got a car hard into the backstretch wall. That's Kevin Sharp. He slammed the retaining wall coming out of turn 2 sideways, and now he has climbed up.
We could be going red flag here. We're going to stay under caution for the Sharp. Super glue right to the back bumper of Mallory. Give him a little kiss. I'm here. You better go. Green flag is out. We are underway with Jay Mallory, Stan Zankin, and Martin Paul Hill.
Stan Zankin, a veteran, but made a bit of a mistake on that restart, allowing Jay Mallory to get away from him. Paul Hill up the bank. He climbs down right up to the wall on the back straightaway, trying to get a run on Zankin.
That, Adam, would have been where the old package without the rev limiter would have worked. He would have been able to keep the momentum up, but Paul Hill nearly clips Zankin as they switch lanes on the front stretch.
Close quarters racing between 2 and 3. Jay Mallory out to his half straightaway lead already.
Zankin knows Paul Hill's there. They go sidebar to sidebar. Off of turn 4. Zankin with the advantage now. 17 laps completed.
3 laps remain in the Sportsman feature event. Derek Lemaire goes up the hill. Chico Pereira takes a look to the inside. They're side by side, not anymore as they race into 3.
Martin Paul Hill trying to get to the inside of Stan Zankin. 2 to go now for Jay Mallory, the leader.
2 laps remain for Jay Mallory as Martin Paul Hill doing everything he can to try and get around Stan Zankin. He sweeps to the outside out of turn 2.
Here comes Martin Paul Hill. One final shot as the leader will take the white flag. 1 lap to go. Can the 15 get around the 94?
He goes to the wall in the front straightaway, drives through turn 1 and 2 around the middle of the racetrack, trying to get the bite to catch up to Stan Zankin. No can do. Jay Mallory leads through 3 and 4. Martin Paul Hill right up to the cushion through 3 and 4. Mallory takes the win. Zankin second, Paul Hill, Lemaire, Chico Pereira, Billy Willard.
Good run for Stan Zankin. Martin Paul Hill comes from last to 3rd. 4th will be where Lemaire will fall. 5th for Chico Pereira. Good run for all these guys, Adam. Well, he gets his helmet off, folks, makes some noise all the way from Newfane, New York. Takes him 2.5 hours to get here each and every Friday. Jay Mallory takes another feature win here at Ohsweken. Well, Jay, you got Speedway Park on the side of your car. Do you guys actually tear it up there? What do you think of Tony's spot? Good little deal.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. Go over there in Lockport, New York, and they're a miniature sprint car, about 20 horse, indoor. And we usually go there in the wintertime and run around there sideways, get some practice.
Another off question, Jay. What's the take? What color is this? We've had so many people say, what color is that Mallory car? What color is that?
The yellow's 2005 Audi with a couple coats of white pearl over top.
Well, it's a good thing you guys are in the body shop business. Keep these cars looking good. Now, I got to tell you, Jay, this car flew around the track tonight. Tell us about how the track surface is. We always talk about it, but they said it was going to be even better tonight. Is it?
Yeah, the track was just awesome. It's the best it's been in the spring in a couple of years now. And a couple of weeks ago there before the rain out when we won, we had too much gear. We kept bouncing off the rev limiter, so we really lugged it tonight, and I think we got everything to the track tonight.
All right, Jay, congratulations. We know you like to stretch your lead out, and it's certainly going to help you on your way to the points championship again.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty early in the year, and there's lots of good cars out there, and I just got lucky 2 weeks in a row starting on the pole, so that makes it a heck of a lot easier.
Handicapping next week, you're guaranteed about 12th on back. Good luck.
Thank you. Now you'll really see me work for it now.
There you have it, folks. Jay Mallory with handicapping. He's going to be going towards the back of the starting field next Friday night here. Going to have a long way to go and a short time to get there as the Southern Ontario sprint cars get lined up over in the pit area. Sportsman, and here we go.
Billy Willard comes out of turn 4, puts the pedal down, and he'll take the lead at the start-finish line and chop Mark Dixon off going into turn 1. Dixon trying to fight back with Martin Polehill. Dives to the inside in the 15. He'll drive right up to the front.
Lemaire in the 56 tries to get over Mark Dixon's. Number 11 can't do nothing there as they bunch up off of turn number 4.
Great move by Mikey Krutchka outside in on Darren Zumpy and Steve Ruddy. He moves up into about the 7th spot. Is up front. It's Martin Polehill out front. Straight line followed by Billy Willard, Derek Lemaire, Jay Mallory, Mark Dixon, and Francisco Pereira to the inside of Dixon as they battle for position down the front stretch.
If you recall a few weeks ago, Polehill was here, had a flat tire on the opening lap, and that's what caused him problems.
On the pace lap, in fact. Derek Lemaire working the cushion, goes right up to the outside at turn 3. He'll look to try and close that gap, but nothing doing right now as Polehill and Billy Willard drive away. Jay Mallory now to the inside of Lemaire in 1.
Mallory and Lemaire make contact that time, and that's not going to pay off if they keep banging and bumping, as it's 2 of the veterans of this division out in front.
They lead by about 12 car lengths, and it feels like I'm getting sprayed with fuel back here in turn 3. A bit of a mist in the air. Oh, Mikey Krutchka and Mark Dixon get tied up in turn 1. They both carry on.
Krutchka got a run, didn't bite the brakes that time, and now he'll try and go around the outside of Dixon at the back of the pack. He looks to take all 3 of them at him off of turn 4.
Mikey Krutchka passes 3 cars in 1 corner as Jay Mallory drifts up the racetrack. Now Billy Willard to the inside of Polehill. That's the battle for the lead in 3 and 4.
Keep your eye on Lemaire and Mallory still kicking each other in the backside as they fight it around the speedway.
Up at the front of the pack is Polehill working the middle line. Billy Willard trying to get to the inside. Remember, you got to keep these Sportsman Motors wound up. Jay Mallory trying to close the gap from 3rd, but that's not happening. Martin Polehill leads the way by 1 car length over Billy Willard.
Martin Polehill has 2 feature wins already down in Humberstone. Looking to score 1 here at Ohsweken.
Down the back straightaway one more time. Polehill leads Billy Willard. They come up on the lap car of Baines 28. They'll both clear him to the outside as they head to the stripe for 1 more lap.
Mallory back to 3rd, still Lemaire holding 4th. Francisco Pereira 5th, Mikey Krutchka 6th, Derek Lemaire 7th, then Steve Ruddy, Mark Dixon, and Lee Mallory's 44.
And John Burbridge Jr. throws that X machine into turn 3, and he missed the cushion as Jay Mallory starts to close in on your leaders.
This race could have go caution-free out. We're almost at the halfway point. Almost 10 laps in so far without even a flutter.
A distinct possibility is up at the front. Martin Polehill by 2 car lengths over Willard. 3 car lengths back to Jay Mallory. The front 3 very close together now at the start finish.
Mikey Krutchka with a flat left rear on that 01 car. And he's got to know that that's going to be a problem.
He slows on the front straightaway. He'll get up out of the groove and out of harm's way as the leaders battle off turn 4. They come up on the lap machine of Andy Imbo.
Now Krutchka not going to stop and bring out his courtesy lap. Not sure why that is, Adam, and he will be done.
Well, not much different money-wise between 6th and last. Certainly not enough to throw to yellow, and he had to get through the back of the pack once. That's probably enough for him tonight.
Move over flag being shown. Still to the Andy Imbo number 4. Jay Mallory now in the 20 car, trying to mount a challenge on these 2 leaders.
They're right together as they charge into 3. The top 3 cars, nose to tail. Jay Mallory looks to the outside of Billy Willard. Tucks back into line. He's working every line on the racetrack, trying to get to 2nd. He goes to the outside of Billy Willard in 1.
Jay Mallory is driving the wheels off that McNally Electric number 20. Watch him when he gets back to turn 1, Adam. He pitches it in around the outside, takes to the bottom, but watch this into turn number 1. Right here is where Mallory makes up a lot of ground on these guys.
He's really rolling that car into the corner. Billy Willard smooth and steady off the bottom. Jay Mallory trying to find a groove around as they're right on the back bumper of Martin Polehill.
5 to go now for the leader, Martin Polehill, as they're getting bumped and banged near the back of the pack. Look at this battle setting up for the lead. Jay Mallory tries to go around the outside of Willard. Can't do it. Sets up the bite now into turn number 3.
He goes to the high side in turn 3. Front bumper right on the back bumper of Willard. Now Willard to the inside of Polehill. What a race in the top 3.
Getting down there in laps. We're with 4 to go.
Mallory considered cutting the difference and shooting through the middle of Willard and Polehill. He backed out of that hole as they come down for 3 laps to go, Clint.
As rain starts to fall ever so slightly on the speedway, not a problem. But what a battle we've got up front, Adam. Mallory all over the back end of Paul Hill.
3 wide they go, no, now 2 wide. The battle for second, Willard and Mallory side by side as they come up on the lap car. Bain right in front of the leader. Billy Willard takes the lead. Martin Paulhill tied up with Jay Bain out of 4. It's Willard first, Mallory second, Mallory to the outside of Willard 1 and 2.
They bump off turn 2, Adam. This race is still under green. Willard not going to like that as Mallory drives right around the top. They'll come up on Mallory's brother. Jay will use him as a pick.
There was nothing Willard could do as they come to the white flag. Mallory had the better line. Now Mallory gets around the front of Lee, and he pulls down in front there to block a pass on by Billy Willard.
Willard with one final shot into 3, just going to try and protect that second place finish. Paul Hill will be relegated back to 3rd as Mallory, Willard, Paul Hill, Lemaire, and Francisco Pereira will be the top 5.
What a heartbreaker for Martin Paul Hill. Billy Willard looks like he's got some of the gremlins out of the CAA 17, but a great race as these guys show what sportsman racing is all about out there.
You know your 50-50 tickets, folks? As we're going to work with Jay Mallory here as quickly as we can, get those Thunder cars out here on the speedway. Just a light bit of drizzle here. Looks like we're going to be all right, though. Track seems to be not too bad down here, and we can handle a little bit of this. Jay Mallory out of the car, folks. What a hard-fought battle. Make some noise for tonight's Dirt Sportsman feature winner. And working for the money tonight. I've never seen you work that hard here before, Jay, ever. Lap cars and these 2 guys, Paul Hill and Willard, give you a run for it tonight. You really had to stick it in there.
Yeah, the last 4 laps, I was getting good bite up top. I wasn't even lifting. I just foot to the floor all the way around. Hopefully it stuck.
Still eating those sundaes?
Pardon me?
Well, opening night you said the rev limiter you could eat a sundae going down the front stretch. I think you're a little busy for that tonight.
Oh, yeah, with about 4 or 5 to go there, I don't even think I had time to blink.
All right, Jay, we got to hustle up. Reach in here and give somebody some cash, and then we'll get the Outlaw Thunder cars out here right away. $164 to lucky ticket number 0017183. Girls up in the tower, if you could get that down for me. 0017183. It's a purple and white ticket. You're going to ask me if he can come back out, right?
Well, we're going to get into that. Green flag flies. Francisco Pereira with the jump. Derek Lemaire drops to the inside right away. He goes for that top spot, and he gets it coming off of turn 2.
Lemaire will lead. Francisco Pereira, then Billy Willard, 77. Andy Imbo up to the wall a little bit in that 4J. He'll try to take a run along the bottom now here. Francisco Pereira and Billy Willard.
Jay Mallory goes from 11th to 5th on the first lap. Give him the 5th spot as Martin Polhill mired back in traffic.
Bill Bleach trying to make gains up the inside of that 108. He drives up into the side of Mikey Kretschka's 01. Not sure what's going on there. Both cars all right. They're able to continue on.
The battle off of turn 2 is for second place. Francisco Pereira trying to get around Billy Willard, who overtook him early.
Flat left rear on Steve Ruddy's number 7. That's not going to work, and he will pull to the top. This is going to be a caution.
He will bring out a yellow by rolling to a stop up there in 3.
So Ruddy will slow it down. Bleach and Kretschka draw side by side going into the turns.
They just want to share some recipes out there. Willard on the inside.
Field getting bunched up again now. Here they go on the loud pedal off of turn 4. Dirt Sportsman to close out the night on Village Pizza Night here at Ohsweken.
Derek Lemaire leads them into 1 and 2 on the outside, gets a nice run. Billy Willard working well on the bottom, though they're still side by side on the backstretch.
Nearly 3 deep off turn 2 come a few of these cars. Now they go 3 wide into turn 3. That's not going to pay off. Everybody gets a little bit loose and sway.
Andy Imbo spun out the wrong way in turn 4. I don't know how he did that, but boy, oh boy, he was headed in the wrong direction in a bad way as Francisco and Pereira and Darren Zumpy trying to have an out-stupid competition. I think it's a tie. Why would you race full throttle into the corner under a yellow flag, catching up on a beautiful car in front of you, just to see who's going to get the spot.
Just to see who's going to get the black flag, Adam, because you can't do that under the caution.
What it?
So Darren Zumpy with a flat left front, Chico Pereira in the 37 car. Those guys choose to race into there, and you cannot race like that. So the 11 of Zumpy gets the black flag, but he does have a flat tire, so.
Derek Lemaire with the hole shot, got out in front, checked up a little bit to make sure he didn't jump too much, and he gets bouncing through 1 and 2. Billy Willard looks to the inside, Jay Mallory in third, and now is that Mark Dixon up to, no, Martin Polhill rather, up to fourth.
Polhill in the 15, he's bouncing up, down through the bottom part of the track. All these guys making their way on through, up to the top 4 and 5 cars now.
Derek Lemaire shooting the bottom in 1 and 2, then right up to the wall. Billy Willard looking to get his nose into the inside. Lemaire bouncing off the rev limiter.
Lemaire leading. Bill Willard 77, then Mallory in the 20, 15 of Polhill, 108 of Bleach, then Francisco Pereira, Mikey Krechka, Mark Dixon, Lee Mallory, and Nick Cupolo in the lead pack.
The top 4 right together, and they pulled away from Bill Bleach in 5th.
Jay Bain just turned the 21. They run them out totally.
They had been mixing it up together a little bit. We'll see how much of a jump he gets. Here he goes in the middle of 3 and 4. He puts the loud pedal down, slides up in front of Billy Willard, right in front of Billy Willard. Martin Polhill down in front of Jay Mallory. Give him the 3rd spot as Derek Lemaire with his hands full of that blue 56 machine's handling.
And I can hear somebody popping the rev limiter as they come by you, Adam. And now Lemaire and Willard will touch for the lead. Lemaire around the top side of Willard that time.
Lemaire running the high side with a push in the race car. Billy Willard gets by for the lead on the backstretch.
And you can just hear that rev limiter being hammered as Jay Mallory jumps the inside cushion this time. He goes right up to the wall.
Jay Mallory now back to 4th. Billy Bleach looks to the inside, can't make it work. Derek Lemaire working the back end of Billy Willard as Martin Polhill slides up the racetrack.
Now Polhill and Mallory fighting it out, 4th, 3rd on the speedway. Mallory on the bottom, Polhill on the top.
Look at Derek Lemaire. Gets a huge bite down the inside of a turn 4. He'll retake the lead over Billy Willard. Sorry, Clinton, to interrupt you, but what a move by Derek Lemaire.
Willard now dives to the inside of Lemaire. They switch it up. How do you do that, Adam? That was amazing.
Inside out they go. Derek Lemaire working the cushion to perfection in turn 3. Had to spike the brakes to avoid hitting the back end of Willard. Here they go again to tango. Willard on the inside. Lemaire on the high side. Lemaire, he'll stay on the high side this time. And side by each they go to the start-finish line. What a whale of a race.
They will rub each other a little bit that time. To no avail though, and now they come up on the Jay Bain. Francisco Pereira into Krechka, up into turn 1 pretty wild. Now Pereira loses it and slams the turn 2 wall.
How he saved that car is a mystery to me, but it was a nice job. Meanwhile at the front, Billy Willard retakes the lead. Derek Lemaire in 2nd. That's your battle at the front as Jay Mallory closes in ever closer on the lead duo.
Jay Mallory now catching up to these guys who've been fighting tooth and nail for the lead. Somebody loses a mud plug up in turn 3 and 4. Not a problem, though. It's just a bit of sponge.
Jay Mallory to the inside of Derek Lemaire for the 2nd spot. He slides up the track. Lemaire passes him back. Oh, my goodness, what a race.
Have you ever seen these guys slide job each other so much, Adam? Slide job into 1, slide job off of 2. Now they're bumping each other down the front straightaway.
Lemaire to the inside in turn 1 of Billy Willard. Jay Mallory to the outside. I love rev limiters.
Wow, are they ever getting tight now? Here comes Jay Mallory in the 20 machine. Mallory gets in between them now.
Derek Lemaire outside in, repasses Mallory for the 2nd spot. They race into turn 1. Billy Willard by 5 car lengths. Derek Lemaire trying to close that gap as they come off of 2. Watch him work the cushion again.
I have not seen a race like this since last week here, Adam. It was crazy again.
We're seeing a lot of this go on, Clinton. Billy Willard opens up a bit of an advantage. Jay Mallory looking to the inside of Derek Lemaire. Nothing doing there. Lemaire with a bad push in that race car in 1 and 2. It is not cooperating as Martin Polhill pulls off the racetrack.
So the top 5 will be Billy Willard, Derek Lemaire, Jay Mallory, Bill Bleach, and Mikey Krechka with 2 to go. But Bleach and Krechka are out of it. Who will it be? Willard.
Billy Willard checks up, runs into the side of Jay Bain. Let's see if Lemaire can capitalize. Lemaire on the cushion, gets the drive down. Down the start finish line, 1 lap remains.
Left flat on the 7 of Steve Ruddy. Hopefully we can keep this going.
Look at Derek Lemaire go. Closes in on turn 1 and 2. He's to the cushion in 3 and 4. One last time. Brings the car down. Checkered flag in the air. He won't do it. Billy Willard, Derek Lemaire, Jay Mallory, followed by Bill Bleach and Mikey Krechka. What a race. Dethrones Jay Mallory's undefeated stretch.
So Bill the Thrill gets the helmet off. Make some noise, folks. That was one heck of a dirt sportsman race. Billy Willard gets the car to victory lane. Jumps out. Keep it going for this guy. Ton of dirt feature wins for Billy Willard. Now, Bill, you told us earlier in the year that the car wasn't quite working for you. It's working for you now, man. This is 2 times in 2 weeks I've seen you in victory lane at 2 different tracks.
Well, the car has always been working good, but who I got to thank is the guys up at DSE Racing Engines, because we had to jerk the engine out, get up there, go back in the dyno, get a cam change done, and man, Tom and Dale, you got this thing honking now.
Boy, that was one of the wildest races. We saw a wild one last week, but this was even crazier. You guys have gone slide job crazy on each other, just blowing it in there. We don't see that anywhere else, Bill. Is it the track? Is it the tackiness? What's allowing you guys to pitch it in there like that?
It's the chip. When you only turn 6,600, man, you got to take that thing. It's just vibrating. I hear the guys down the road are having crank problems. I hope we don't run into that, because it shakes the car to death inside it when it hits the chip.
All right, Bill, well, you're going to get 2 pizzas from the folks at Village Pizza for your nice long ride home. Reach in there and pull out a winning number.
That's a pizza each. All right.
So the winning number, he